Welcome back to the channel, it's your boy Isaiah, Letdown here. We are back and better than ever. Consistency on the YouTube channel. We're just talking about random things that I think are worthy about talking about. Nothing in particular, but either way, let's hop right into it because you're not here for my blah blah at the beginning, alright? We'll jump right into it because it is indeed the 30th anniversary of Pokemon coming up 1 week from today. 7 days away, February 27th, 1996 is when Pokemon came out. We're celebrating 30 years of the glorious franchise. It's iconic. Everyone loves it, and by everyone, I mean a specific amount of people like it. I freaking love it. I played pretty much all of them except maybe Black and White. I want to say pretty much any other Pokemon of the main plotline genre of Generations I have played and I've enjoyed because I'm a fan. I freaking love it. Alright, but this in particular story is about FireRed and LeafGreen coming out on the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know if it is for Switch 1, so don't fact check me on that. I'll put it right here. Right under LeBron. But it is coming out only online as well as they're celebrating their 30th year anniversary of Pokemon and they're remaking. It's not even a remake. It's a remaster / port of the game onto the Switch, and there's no Wi-Fi. So anything that you want to do when it comes to battling or trading and all those little in-between things that you can do with other players, you'd think in 2026 it'd be possible to make that just online for anybody to use, but this is a Nintendo we're talking about, so of course you can only do that with the people right next to you who also happen to own a Nintendo Switch, which is the most annoying thing on the planet. Mind you, for those who don't know, Nintendo Switch Home is a application that you can use with all other Pokemon games for the most part, and you can trade your Pokemon from different games to newer games to older games and vice versa, and you collect them all, you put them in your Pokemon Home, and you can use them whenever you want to. I think that's amazing. The fact that in 2026 you have the audacity to re-release FireRed and LeafGreen and just not give it that feature at all, what are we doing? This is the most obnoxious thing to me about Nintendo, and maybe I'm also very guilty of this. I'm a victim of Nintendo, okay? But whatever they put out is typically so far behind, but because we love the product or like the IP specifically, we're gonna buy it. Everyone is so on board with FireRed and LeafGreen, despite that we've already played this probably 8 different times. We've had 8 different remasters and revariations and ports and everything like that. I mean, how many times have we played Gen 1 Pokemon storylines? I'm almost certain on the Nintendo Switch 1, right? We had Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. It's the same thing. What do we? And we're just going back to the point, and you're making us pay $19.99. If anything, this is a $5 game. I get Nintendo's got to protect their IP and all, but the idea that I could easily do this for free, allegedly, on a emulator, on my iPhone, on my iPad, whatever has an internet connection, has a touchscreen, or you can just connect your remote control to it, it's possible to do. And the idea that you're charging $19.99 and you're not even like adding in modern features to your port / remaster re-release of the game is so bizarre to me, because I feel like this is such a misfire and it had so much more potential, especially if you're going to do a big 30-year anniversary of your biggest franchise that you have. Now I get Mario and all those other things, right? But Pokemon's freaking huge, man. They got whole theme parks dedicated to Pokemon, and the idea that you shortchange your fans consistently is so freaking annoying to me, because also you have to keep this in mind, and I understand re-releasing ports and everything like that happens as the beast. Everyone's still gonna buy it. Cool, amazing. But the Pokemon Company and Game Freak specifically have always shortchanged their fans because they know they're gonna buy it. They can do the least minimal amount of effort. They'll release a new generation. We'll complain about it. Oh, it looks outdated. Oh, it looks this. And then everybody buys it. And it's so annoying to me because they know it. And they know that they can keep getting away with this because we are loyal to a foe. We just want to catch them all. We don't care what's in the game. It could be the ugliest freaking game on the planet and Pokemon fans will still buy it. They can re-release any game and they're still gonna buy it. Why? Because it has that freaking blue and yellow logo and we're obsessed. Alright? I want to say Pokemon fans, Disney adults, low-key, I don't think it's as intense. Like me, I enjoy the games. I don't make it my whole personality, okay? I'm a big fan of Mareep. I don't have a tattoo of Mareep. I'm not worshiping at the Mareep altar. I just like the sheep. Ampharos, holla at your boy. What an icon he is, all right? Gen 2, my favorite. But, I mean, that's kind of the frustration part when it comes to being a Pokemon fan, because you really want the franchise and the games to be amazing, and it's almost like they are trolling us sometimes with how the games look in 2026. Now, I understand not going the hyper realism route when it comes to Pokemon games. That's totally understandable, but at least make it look beautiful. Like, there's so many Switch games, Switch 2 games that I've seen where visually they're stunning and they have a unique art style to it. I have not seen a Pokemon game in my entire lifetime where I've gone, holy shit, that's beautiful. Like, and I get the old generations have the 2D thing, and it's like a cool artistic design, and people have often tried to replicate it, and it just doesn't hit the same. Cool, I understand that. But once again, graphically, you'd think with all the money that this company has made, they'd invest a little bit more time and effort into making the game look pretty. Now, maybe, once again, the idea that they know everyone's going to buy it, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like, as long as it plays, and it isn't broken, people are gonna buy it. So I think that's kind of the struggle being a Pokemon fan, because I have fallen victim to that numerous times again. As soon as you start releasing the little trailers of the new generation, I haven't played the newest one. I played the Legends Arceus one, and I still haven't beaten it yet, but it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that one, and I thought it was a nice switch up. And once again, that game should not look like that. It should look beautiful. We saw what Breath of the Wild could look like. We've seen what the Mario games could look like. Why can the Pokemon company not even come close to that? It looks like a third-party developer at times. And I don't get it, because they probably make the most money out of anything Nintendo does out of all their IPs. It's insane to me. I don't get it, and I'll never understand it, all right? Fix your shit, Pokemon. You've done it for 30 years. You got to start treating us better. Honestly, it's a little bit of an abusive relationship. I'll close out with this, though, because I found this little rankings list. I'll pop it up on the screen. It's a tier maker, and I think it's fun because Generation 1, for me, is... It probably was my first game, but it wasn't the first game that I owned specifically, so I only played like bits and pieces of the game. I'm a Gen 2 guy. I love me some Silver, Soul Silver specifically, so Ruby and Sapphire and things like that beforehand. But I think where I really got knees deep, arms deep, mom spaghetti into Pokemon would probably be on the DS or 3DS. Pokemon Soul Silver, Heart Gold. Oh, the most perfect Pokemon games. There's no debate about it. There's no argument for anything else. I don't want to hear it, because it has the two best generations, and you can do both games. It doesn't get better than that. So I hope, here's my super side note. I hope what we get for the next Pokemon game is just a giant conglomerate world planet. You get to play all the games in one. Give me that for 30 years anniversary, all right? I don't need the FireRed or the LeafGreen remake, remastered ports, whatever it is, from 1999 on the Nintendo eShop, all right? I need a real freaking game. A real game where I can spend 52 hours beating every storyline, beating every Elite Four, and you know what? Give me a March Madness tournament style thing at the end of the game where it's nonstop. And you know, ranking system in the solo mode. Give me something where it has, I want the ability to literally catch them all. I don't care how many there are. I've never done it. I don't think I ever will do it, but just the idea that I could do it is great. So back to Gen 1, right? For me, it's curious because it's one of those things where I could never technically catch them all because I had nobody to trade with. And in order to actually pull off the trade, one, you'd have to have like the little wire back in the day, which is technology, man. But you had to have that wire, but you also needed somebody else that was also playing around the right time as you, so you can actually pull off a necessary trade for certain Pokemon to have. So getting Alakazam, getting a Gengar, not happening for your boy. The bus stops at Hunter. The bus stops at whatever the one spoon guy is. I'll eventually, Kadabra, Abracadabra, Alakazam, boom, did it, all right? So for me personally, there's all the evolutions, I think they're all possible. I don't need to do the trades. You just need little stones, right? I don't want to add them in. Okay, so for me, if it comes to starters in this little tier ranking thing, just Pokemon in general for me, I'll give you some news and notes and how I feel about things. I think for me, my go-to every time was Squirtle because I'm a big fan of a giant turtle with cannons, man. Blastoise, an absolute beast. Now, I understand the love and appreciation for Charizard. He's cool looking. He's a dragon. He's a super beast. He's strong. All right. But there's something about a turtle with cannons that's lit, bro. It just hits different. Now, for me as well, when it comes to Dragonite as one of the top guys, one of the main star players, I could never get Dragonite because I could never really train or find the other two little swirly guys, the little noodle mans. So he's not on my list. Executor, not happening. I don't really count the evolutions because I don't even know if I got them. So same with Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Is that an evolution thing or is that a trade thing? Your boy's memory's been cooked for quite some time, so I don't know how productive this ranking system is, but we're gonna try. You know who's also the most, I think, disappointing Pokemon of all time is a freaking Onix. He looks so cool, and Brock in the little cartoon, he had the Onix too, and it was awesome. And he's freaking trash. What move or like party team? Why would you ever have Onix on your roster? He's so terrible, bro. I hate that so much because he looks cool. He's just a giant lizard rock. That's sick. And then they just totally blow him, and there's nothing about him that is good. He's not a tank. He can't attack. He's slow as hell. He's got no defense. He's just getting wrecked by everybody. What a waste of space Onix is. The Pokemon Company failed Onix. Now, a couple cool ones. I always liked Butterfree. I thought he was cool. All right. Lapras, too far in the game in order to really appreciate, because I feel like for me, the Pokemon I appreciate the most are the ones that you train up from like level 6 and to like 75, all right? The ones where you get to the point where you kind of capture them at level 50 and then you quickly they evolve over time, and then now you got like a 60. They haven't been the entire storyline with a Dragonite. You haven't been in the entire storyline with like a Slowking or a frickin' Cloyster, all right, or a Kangaskhan. A lot of these guys you're not really in the mud with, okay? So I appreciate the Butterfrees, the Beedrills, the Pidgeotos, all those, all right? Those are the Machamps and Machokes. I can't even appreciate Machamp because you had to trade for him, all right? It's annoying. Now Machoke, he was cool. I'll give him that. But I think for me, Gen 1 had a lot of decent ones. I think somebody cool that is cool looking. I don't know how productive he was. Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan. They were cool. The birds were cool. But I just think everything about Gen 2 is significantly better than Gen 1. So we'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think about the idea of LeafGreen and FireRed coming out. Are you excited for that? Is there any interest about playing the same game that we've already played for 30 years? And it's not even, once again, not a remaster. It's not like some special features are being added. It's not like bonus DLC at the end. They literally just copy and pasted the GBA version and then gave it no modern day upgrades at all. That's annoying, and that's so lazy by the Pokemon Company, but once again, so many people are going to buy it. It's probably going to be the top seller on whatever eShop there is these days, and everyone's going to... Voltorb was so annoying, too. I don't like Voltorb or Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is kind of a waste of space to me as well. Cubone was cool, just because he looked cool. Anyone else? A Doug Trio? Gyarados? You know what? I'll put Gyarados as one of my faves for Gen 1 as well, because you can get the Magikarp and you train them up. So I'm a big fan of the beginning guys. I'm not the biggest fan of the once you get to level 40, then you could get your hands on them. Like Lucario, that's a random pull. But like I love Diamond and Pearl, but the idea that Lucario takes... You're already level 48, and you got to train up this little small short Riolu dude for a couple levels. No, Friendship, actually. And then he evolves, and then it's like, now I got to take somebody off my team in order to put you on my team. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on Pokemon. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. And once again, this channel, random mismatch of random topics. It can be serious at times. Shout out LeBron James. Or don't shout out LeBron James. Who knows? But yeah, no specific point to this channel. It's just me, you talking about random stuff. Put me on while you wash your dishes, or just put me on mute and hit the like button. Goodbye, guys. Look at this jacket. Dude, tell me this jacket isn't sick. Okay, goodbye.
Good night, girl. I'll see you tomorrow.